The completion of 1 year of Narendra Modi as Prime Minister in this country has led to a lot of discussion as to what are the key elements of Narendra Modi that need to be analysed. As far as I am concerned, it is just brand Modi that needs to be analysed. The story started much before the election campaign of 2014. It started when he was the Gujarat Chief Minister. As Gujarat Chief Minister, one of the things that he was known for was the Vibrant Gujarat event. It is the Vibrant Gujarat event that helped Modi build a larger-than-life image. He sold governance, he sold the fact that he was very interested in development and in getting in investors into the state. The entire craft of Vibrant Gujarat was assiduously built by him. One of the Vibrant Gujarat campaign managers once told me that once the campaign rolled out, Narendra Modi was driving to the airport and he saw a hoarding of himself. He did not like the angle at which it had been placed and shot. So he immediately picked up the phone and called them and said that this whole thing has to be reshot. It showed how seriously he took the entire campaign, and his event management skills are not to be laughed at. The Congress has attacked Modi repeatedly by saying that he's less of a politician, less of a diplomat, but more of an event manager. But there is no harm in being a great event manager because you're selling the country at a very international level, and these skills really count for a lot. Completing 1 year in office, Narendra Modi has had to ensure that brand Modi not only remains intact, but it grows in stature. Now in this, one of the main components that he had was his clean image. He always projected himself as Mr. Clean, and that classic Hindi line, "Na main khata hoon, na khane dunga." He has ensured that the clean image has remained by and large intact. There have been no major scams unlike the previous government, and this has been achieved to a great extent on the plank on which he has been severely criticized also, that he believes in centralization of authority. He has reduced more or less the top 5 of the top cabinet ministers to a level where they have to turn to him for everything. The PMO controls decision making and ensures, because of that since the key decisions are being taken by them, the down the line monies that were being spent is all controlled from an apex body, and that is controlled by Modi himself. But looking at the flip side, the 2014 election campaign was run on one man, which was Narendra Modi. It was run on brand Modi. It had nothing to do with his political party. And this probably would have been the first time ever in India that such a campaign was run. It created massive aspirational value among the people. There was hope. They believed that this man had a magic wand, unlike Sonia Gandhi, who openly once admitted that she never had a magic wand. Now, after 1 year, brand Modi does have a problem, and that problem is that it is probably not being able to keep up with the aspirations of the people. There was too much hype, there was too much of expectation. Has Modi done enough? Has he not done enough? Those are the questions being raised. Let's look at a few points on which he seems to have not got it right. There have been too many schemes which have been introduced where the Congress constantly says that these were our schemes, they have been renamed. One of the schemes that he introduced was the Jan Dhan Yojana. Banks were asked that accounts should be opened for the deprived section of people. Yes, there were millions of accounts which are opened, but in many cases they found that it has zero balance because there was no money to put in those accounts. He came in for criticism. Where economic reforms are concerned, Modi has been criticized now that over the last 12 months that have gone by, the absence of big bang reforms has really worried a lot of people. And now the captains of industry are openly saying that this is not enough. They expect much more from Modi, and they are now actually worried over what will happen over the next 4 years of his tenure that is left. Foreign tours is another contentious issue which Modi has been facing. He has made about 18 tours so far in a single year, and it has made someone like Sitaram Yechuri, the genial CPM member, say inside the house that earlier they were saying that when will the black money come back, but now they are worried about when the PM will come back to the country. So there have been jokes floating around about the Prime Minister's constant foreign tours. Someone like Rahul Gandhi has gone on and said that here he goes to Mongolia and meets business people there, but he does not go and meets the farmers of this country, many of whom are committing suicide. There is a particular vision that Modi has in his mind, the larger vision when it comes to his foreign tours and travels. The essence of that vision does not seem to have percolated down to the grassroots level. It seems more, and particularly his critics say that it is more of his need to project himself on an international stage than a national one, which propels him constantly to travel. Since we are talking about the BJP government in power, there has to be mention of the Hindutva plank, which is critical and crucial to their larger interests. Every BJP government, whenever it has been in power at the centre, has had to struggle a bit and learn how to control the extreme right-wing elements. Whether it was an Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Narendra Modi, they all have had to ensure that when they are in the seat, they need to show to the government, to the people at large, that they can control the right-wing elements. The right-wing elements are basically those who make the extreme comments. And it has happened repeatedly with Narendra Modi also. Some of them have come from MPs sitting inside the house. The criticism of Modi has been on a continual basis that he does not say anything. He remains a Mauni Baba, or a silent man who does not respond to anything. Now, his silence can be read in various ways, but the fact does remain that he is increasingly coming under pressure, and this has just been the first year, not only from the RSS, but the right-wing agenda, the Hindutva agenda, will that be pushed in this country further or not? It will be quite an acid test for him to learn how to not only control these elements and ensure to this massive country at large that he is a man, he is a Prime Minister in control.